Hello friends. So before starting this video, wishing you a very happy new year. So in this video, we would be discussing on a topic that is of major that is in major limelight for last 3 4 months. That is related to the new grid code which is being introduced by CRC in October 2023. I would not be discussing the grid code exactly, but the certain amendments which have been done regarding the generator profile that I would be discussing in this video. So the latest amendment which has been done in December 2023, that is on 18 December 2023, we would be discussing on that video what's there in that amendment and how it has helped remove certain difficulties in fulfilling the requirements of the grid code on the basis the grid code has been defined. So let's begin with the first issue which is being discussed in this amendment is the issue of minimum turndown schedule. It has been practice with this grid code of October 2023 that the scheduling has been changed to D-1 scheduling. The grid is basically emphasizing on the fact that on D-1 basis, the beneficiaries will finalize the schedule, and on the basis of the reserves adequacy it requires, the units which are going below technical minimum schedule, it will provide the necessary support as a part of a resource adequacy. But for that thing to happen, the beneficiaries has to ensure that the schedule which they are finalizing, they are maintaining that schedule, or even if they are going down, the they will not go below to a level that the generators will be forced to take the unit out of service. But it has been observed lately that certain beneficiaries are giving full acquisition on D-1 basis, but withdrawing from their schedule even below the level of minimum turndown or minimum schedule which is required for generator to run its unit safely and without any oil support. And this they are doing it just 1.5 hours or 2 hours before the final delivery. So now the generators have no option whether to continue to over-inject into the grid and face DSM losses at high frequency, or what are the frequency which has been prevailing at that point of time, or take the unit out of service. So they were left with a confusion what to do and what not to do. And this been a common frequent phenomena, especially on public holidays, national holidays, or on weekends. So in order to, even on a day, even on certain time, even within the day hours also, during non-solar hours, the system is getting the full acquisition. The generators are getting full acquisition on when the solar time is there. Or during the solar hours, the requisition reduces to almost zero. So the generators have no is always on the mercy of the beneficiaries that the schedule they will give and they have to abide by it. So the modification proposed by the grid in this regard is that the Grid India has clearly stated that the beneficiaries shall have the full flexibility to decide on their requisition from any generating station up to 1430 hours on D-1 basis. And if they are giving a full schedule or schedule more than the technical minimum level on D-1 basis, then they can revise their schedule up to technical minimum schedule. If they are not giving the technical minimum schedule on any D-1 basis to a beneficiaries, then they will ensure that much schedule to a beneficiary, but they cannot go below that level. Now, this will actually present a clear picture to a generator what to do in case this situation arises, whether they have to take out their unit off bar, or they have to revise or they have to go for RTM selling. So they will take a decision on that level. But the picture would be clearly known to the generators also and to Grid India also. Now, the Grid India, if uh, on this schedule basis, decide that they are facing certain resource adequacy issue, then they will provide the necessary minimum turn-down schedule based on the merit order of the generators. So this would be a win-win situation because now the Grid India knows the what is the resource adequacy it will have for the D-day basis. The generators are known that what is the schedule they will get on which they have to run, whether that schedule is uh, more than the technical minimum level and less, and how much they have to strategize in order to ensure their losses to a minimum level. So this has been the first issue which has been resolved by in this amendment by ensuring that the generators get the minimum turn down schedule from the beneficiaries. The second issue which has been resolved in this amendment is the issue of number of DC revisions which is being available with the generator. Uh, as per the earlier amendment or the grid order, the number of DC revisions has been restricted to two only. Now, since the thermal power plants, lignite-based power plants, and many gas stations and the hydro stations faced large number of variability because of the various factors like coal quality, equipment outage, or the season variability. So, if they were not given a chance to revise their DCs, then they will get a continuously schedule based on their previous DC, and in case that schedule not getting fulfilled, then a resource planning cannot be done in a better way. So to get a clear picture of what is actually the number of resources are available in the grid, so in order to do that, the number of DC divisions have been increased for all the generating stations. For thermal, it has been 4 in a day and a 60 in a month. And for lignite, gas-based and the hydro stations, the number of divisions are 6 in a day and 120 in a month. So proper timely DC division will actually provide a clear picture of amount of resource which is being available with the grid in order to counter any emergency. Also, the NLDC has been told or advised to keep a record of such revisions and submit a report on within a time frame of 3 months of what should be the proper clear cut guideline in this regard. So that's how the issue 2 has been resolved. So now we will talk about the issue number 3. The issues regarding the units which are under shutdown are getting the schedule under the TRAS and SCD. So since at certain times because of the various reasons the generator are not getting the technical minimum schedule and they decide to take the unit under shutdown. But since the concept of RSD has been removed and only there is a concept of unit under shutdown, that is the USD. So the generator has to declare its full capacity as the own by DC, and on the basis of which the beneficiaries are giving a schedule. But it has been also noticed in certain times that if there is a margin, the grid India is also giving a schedule to that generator whose unit is under shutdown under the head of TRAS or in the SCD. So since the unit is under the shutdown and you are getting the schedule under the TRAS, that is the tertiary reserves for grid supportment during any contingency and SCD. So basically that is defeating the purpose of these two uh, regulations. So ideally if the unit is under the shutdown, the though in this case when you are not able to give that DC in the off bar condition, and you have to give the DC on the on bar condition. In that case, the units which are under this condition should not get any schedule under the TRAS or in the SED condition. So this has been amended in this regulation that the units which are under shutdown, they will not get any schedule under the TRAS or under SED. The issue 4 which has been resolved in this amendment is the scheduling of free power share in the central generating stations. In before coming of this grid code in uh, service, grid code regulations in service, the certain states having their free power are selling that into the market, and in case of any revisions of this generating stations scheduling or the free power entitlement also changes accordingly. So after coming of this new regulations, since there is obligation to supply is also there, so the CRC has considered the view of various states, and especially the hydro rich states where the variability is very high, that these states can still sell their free power into the market, and all the accounting will be done as per the DSM, and the DSM payable slash receivable will give a of the state will give a clear accounting picture. Also, it has advised the NLDC to prepare a proper procedure to facilitate such accounting in consultation with the RLDCs and RIPCs to whom such free power has been allocated, because here the generating stations are not selling their power, actually the states are selling the power, and finalize the procedure and of how this the states can sell their free power into the market, and the time frame given of issuing a such order is 1 month. So these are the certain regulations which have been, or the certain issues which have been resolved in this amendment. I hope you have understood these issues and the modifications which have been done. If you like this video, please press the like button and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.